If you are taking medicine for money and for fame, please don't make that mistake. You'll be highly disappointed because unlike other professions, medical profession has a very big problem called as workplace toxicity. Now, in this video, I want to talk about the work culture environment that is there in some residencies, and this video is directed to both NEET UG and NEET PG aspirants. For NEET UG, if you are NEET UG aspirant, you might be thinking that okay, if I just crack this exam, my life will be like beautiful, rosy, and all. That is not at all the case. And for NEET PG aspirant and NEET PG students who have just gotten into NEET PG counseling, I would like to say that please be aware of what you're getting into. Please choose a medical branch and a medical college or a hospital also on the basis of the work culture toxicity that is prevalent there. Now, medical profession, unlike other professions, is very peculiar that although it's considered a noble profession by a lot of people, but the professionals are not so noble towards each other. Yes, there is a workplace toxicity at some places which forces even few residents to take the extreme step of ending their lives. Now, why am I talking about this lately? Because recently, unfortunately, a junior resident in the Department of Obs and Gynae from Gandhi Medical College, Bhopal, was forced to end her life, and she was 14 weeks pregnant. I mean, can you believe that? Can you believe it that she was pregnant and she was so traumatized mentally that she had to take that extreme step of ending her life? And she mentions in her suicide note that she could that place did not have ethics, or there was a lot of toxicity in the workplace which forced her to take this extreme step. And this isn't the only case that has happened lately. So another JR in pediatrics from a Bhopal hospital was forced to end her life because of the workplace stress. And I would like to also talk about another incident which like personally affected me. And this incident was from PGI Chandigarh, and it affects me because I am an alumni of that institute, and PGI Chandigarh is very close to my heart. And whenever I see such incidents happening in that institute, it really bothers me. Now, what really happened there was that a first year DM resident was like harassed and embarrassed by an associate professor for a long period of time, and that forced him to attempt a suicide. Fortunately, he was saved. He did not incur any major harm apart from the mental trauma, obviously. But this makes us ask a very big question: that does this need to be addressed right now? Because this was the case around 15 years ago in MBBS, like that we know as ragging. Like in first year, whenever students used to join, they were really ragged very bad by their seniors in the name of making you strong, making you bold, making you face the real life. Now that sort of bullshit needed to be tackled by then, and the courts did it appropriately. And I would request the authorities and the courts, if they're listening to it, to please address this toxicity as well, because it is harming a lot of bright doctors, a lot of bright students who are, let's say, a first generation doctors in their family, who have come from a very humble background of being the first doctor in their family. There is no doctor in the family at all. Some of them are married, some of them even have children, and for them to work in an environment which forces them to take this big extreme step is concerning at the least. And you know what makes this whole scenario even worse is the seat leaving penalty. Suppose you are stuck in a very toxic work culture environment, you want to leave that place. Unfortunately, you can't because you're tied up financially, right? There is a 50 lakh seat leaving penalty at some hospital in some colleges, and in that scenario, some people feel helpless, and it can turn them into take any extreme step, like it happens in with few of the doctors. Now, I really humbly request every NEET PG resident who joins this session to please be not such person when you become a senior. You will become a senior in 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, and it is upon you to break this vicious cycle of toxicity. Please be kind to your juniors. At least ask them to have breakfast in the morning, and break this cycle of pulling your juniors down, like embarrassing them in front of everybody, and like in general just putting them down. And for NEET UG aspirants, I'd just like to say that only take medicine profession if you're passionate about it. Like, I'm not downplaying the good parts of medicine here. I'm just making you aware that it is a hectic work environment, it is a toxic work environment, medical profession in general. And please don't come in only for the money and for the fame. That might come at a later stage, it might not, but your life is too precious for you to waste at this point.